What if I told you there are SUVs out there that mechanics secretly dread seeing pull into the shop? Not because they are nightmares to fix, but because they almost never need fixing. These are the vehicles that ruin a technician's day because all they need is an oil change, a tire rotation, and a polite, "See you next year." While your neighbor is emotionally attached to the waiting room couch at the transmission shop, these SUVs are out here casually stacking miles like it's a hobby. We are talking about machines that treat 100,000 miles like a gentle stretch in the morning. Vehicles that look at 300,000 miles and say, "Cool, what's next?" No fragile engineering, no planned obsolescence, no surprise warning lights that show up right after the warranty expires. These SUVs were clearly designed by engineers who had a personal grudge against tow trucks and absolutely no concern for dealership service department profits. Welcome to Graybeard Garage, where we celebrate cars built back when durability mattered more than touchscreens and subscription features. Today, I am counting down 5 SUVs that you buy once, drive forever, and then awkwardly leave to your grandkids because they refuse to die. These are daily drivers, road trip warriors, snowstorm survivors, and long-term relationship material in a world full of unreliable flings. Before we get into the list, do not forget to subscribe to Graybeard Garage. Hit the like button if you are tired of endless car payments, and drop a comment right now telling me which SUV you think is truly indestructible. I read every single one, and yes, I will absolutely roast your choice if it deserves it. Welcome to Graybeard Garage. I have spent decades turning wrenches, watching trends come and go, watching hot cars turn into financial disasters, and watching truly great cars get ignored because they are not cool on social media. This video is not about project cars, compromises, or good for the price. These are actual insane deals. Cars that run hundreds of thousands of miles with nothing more than basic maintenance and the occasional joke from your friends about your life choices. Today I am breaking down 3 of the most criminally underrated cheap cars you can buy in America right now. Same reliability as the big legends everyone worships, but priced like nobody ever got the memo. Stick around, because the last car on this list changes how you look at so-called old people cars forever. And before we get started, do not forget to subscribe to Graybeard Garage, hit the like button, and drop a comment telling me which car surprised you the most, because that support keeps this channel running stronger than a Toyota with fresh oil. Let's start with a vehicle that is basically the cockroach of the automotive world, and I mean that as the highest compliment possible. The Toyota RAV4. This is the SUV that would survive a nuclear winter, mostly out of spite. People love to call it boring, and they are absolutely right. But boring is exactly what you want when you are 2 decades into ownership and your car still starts every single morning like it has something to prove. Here is the thing nobody really talks about. The RAV4 is not just reliable, it is aggressively reliable. Like, it actively refuses to die even when you treat it poorly. I have seen RAV4s running on oil that looked like chocolate pudding, air filters that had evolved into full ecosystems, and maintenance schedules that were more of a suggestion than a plan. And yet, turn the key, it fires right up, idles smoothly, and silently judges you for neglecting it. Under the hood is where the magic happens. That naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, especially the legendary 2.5-liter, is one of the most stubborn power plants ever bolted into a crossover. Toyota did not chase big horsepower numbers or fancy tech here. They chased durability. Fewer moving parts, conservative tuning, and materials so overbuilt that the engine feels broken in straight from the factory. This thing treats 100,000 miles like a warm-up lap and 300,000 like it is just getting comfortable. The transmission deserves its own round of applause. Whether you are dealing with the older automatics or the newer ones, these gearboxes are built like bank vaults. They are not exciting, they are not sporty, and they absolutely do not care about your feelings. They just shift, quietly, smoothly, and forever. While other SUVs are out here replacing transmissions like brake pads, the RAV4 is still on its original unit, sipping fluid and minding its business. But reliability is not just engine and transmission, and this is where Toyota really flexes. They over-engineer the boring stuff. Suspension bushings that last forever. Wheel bearings that refuse to complain. Alternators that seem oversized for no reason other than pure paranoia. It is like Toyota designed every component assuming you would tow a boat through a desert, in winter, uphill both ways. Let's talk rust, because this is where many SUVs quietly die. Toyota actually cares about corrosion protection. Galvanized components, proper coatings, and smart drainage mean these things survive salted winter roads that turn other vehicles into flaky science experiments. I have personally seen RAV4s old enough to vote still solid underneath in places where roads are seasoned like barbecue. Here is a fun party trick. Open the hood of a RAV4 with 200,000 miles. Then open the hood of one with 20,000 miles. You have about 5 seconds to tell which one is which. Good luck. The engines wear like iron. Valve trains stay quiet, timing chains stay tight, and engine mounts barely sag. It is automotive witchcraft. And then there are the hybrids, which somehow manage to be even more ridiculous. Toyota's hybrid systems have been refined over decades and millions of vehicles. The battery packs routinely outlast their warranties by years, sometimes decades. The electric motors are sealed, maintenance-free units that just work. No belts, no drama, no nonsense. Meanwhile, you are getting fuel economy that feels like cheating for something this practical. Resale value is the final insult. The RAV4 holds its value like it is made of precious metals. 5-year-old examples still command prices that make other brands cry quietly into their depreciation charts. Why? Because buyers know exactly what they are getting. No gamble. No surprises. Just a vehicle that will still be running long after trendier SUVs have been recycled into washing machines. Is it exciting? No. Will it make your heart race? Absolutely not. But when everyone else is texting their mechanic like an ex they cannot quit, you will be smiling at every oil change when the text says, "Everything still looks perfect." The RAV4 is boring in the same way a paid-off house and a healthy retirement account are boring. That is the Toyota RAV4. Buy it once, drive it forever, and eventually pass it down out of pure obligation because it refuses to die. Subaru Forester. If the Toyota RAV4 is the reliable friend who always shows up on time, the Subaru Forester is the friend who shows up on time during a blizzard at 3 in the morning, helps you move a couch up 4 flights of stairs, and then asks if you want to grab coffee after. This thing is built different, and not in a marketing slogan kind of way. In a physics textbook kind of way. Let's address the elephant under the hood. The boxer engine. Horizontally opposed cylinders. Pistons punching each other sideways like they have unresolved issues. Most people hear Subaru and immediately whisper, "head gaskets," like it is a ghost story told around a campfire. And yes, a long time ago that was a thing. But here is what nobody likes to admit. Subaru fixed that problem more than a decade ago, and what we are left with now is one of the most naturally balanced engines in the business. That flat 4 engine sits so low in the chassis that the Forester's center of gravity feels like it is underground. This is not just good for handling, it is great for longevity. Less body roll, less stress on suspension components, and a vehicle that feels planted even when you are swerving to avoid a deer, a raccoon, or that shopping cart someone abandoned in the road for no reason. Because the pistons move horizontally, the engine balances itself naturally. Less vibration means less wear on engine mounts, less stress on accessories, and fewer things slowly shaking themselves apart over time. These engines idle so smoothly you could balance a coin on top of them. Try that with your neighbor's aging V6 and watch that coin launch itself into another zip code. Now let's talk about the real secret weapon. Symmetrical all-wheel drive. And no, this is not the same all-wheel drive everyone else slaps on a brochure and hopes you do not ask questions. Most systems are reactive. Front-wheel drive until things go wrong. Then the computer panics and sends power to the rear like it just remembered it had that option. Subaru does not play that game. Power goes to all 4 wheels all the time. Rain, snow, gravel, mud, wet grass at your kid's soccer practice, it does not matter. The Forester just grips and goes. And here is the important part for longevity. Subaru overbuilds this system to an almost paranoid level. Differentials are massive. CV joints are sealed like they are guarding state secrets. Drive shafts are designed to handle more torque than the engine will ever make. I have spoken to technicians who have seen Foresters roll in with 250,000 miles for their first CV boot replacement. Not failure. Just rubber aging. That is ridiculous. The transmission deserves respect too. Whether you have the older automatics or the newer CVT, Subaru tunes these units for survival, not excitement. Everyone loves to complain about CVTs until they realize Subaru's version is one of the most durable out there because it is not pushed to its limits. Regular fluid changes and these transmissions will outlast most friendships, several phones, and at least one bad haircut phase. But here is something you will not find on a spec sheet. Subaru owners keep their vehicles forever. And that is not an accident. These things create loyalty by never letting you down. I have met Forester owners who have driven through mountain passes in whiteout conditions, unmaintained logging roads that look more like suggestions than roads, and flood zones where the water is doing things water should not be doing. The Forester just keeps going, quietly, confidently, like it was mildly inconvenienced. The interior will not win luxury awards. The infotainment system is about as exciting as reading the phone book. But everything works. Year after year. Buttons still click. Screens still respond. Nothing rattles, squeaks, or falls off even after a decade of real use. Visibility is phenomenal thanks to that boxy design, and the cargo space is laid out by people who clearly use their own products. Safety is another area where Subaru went completely overboard, in the best way possible. The structure is engineered like a roll cage. That boxer engine drops down and under the cabin in a frontal impact instead of trying to rearrange your legs. The roof pillars are reinforced to a level that makes other SUVs uncomfortable. Subaru builds these vehicles like they expect bad things to happen, and statistically, you walk away when they do. Resale value is no joke either. Used Foresters sell for prices that make other brands cry softly in the corner. Buyers know they are not inheriting problems. They are inheriting a vehicle that is just getting started. The Forester does not have a peak mileage. It has a mileage suggestion that it routinely ignores. If you want an SUV that laughs at bad weather, ignores bad roads, forgives bad decisions, and just keeps showing up day after day, the Subaru Forester is not just reliable. It is relentless. Mitsubishi Montero. Now it is time to talk about the SUV that refuses to quit even though its own manufacturer kind of walked away from the party. The Mitsubishi Montero, also known as the Pajero everywhere else in the world, because apparently Mitsubishi discovered that name translations are hard. This is the SUV aid workers drive through war zones. Explorers take to places where the nearest mechanic is several countries away, and somehow still outlives vehicles that cost 3 times as much in panic when a sensor sneezes. If you have never heard of the Montero, that is exactly why it is so good. No hype. No influencer love. No mall crawler reputation. Just pure, unfiltered durability. Here is the secret nobody tells you. The Montero was not designed to impress anyone in a parking lot. It was engineered to survive the Dakar Rally. Not inspired by it. Not themed after it. Actually built to compete in one of the most brutal motorsport events on the planet. And then Mitsubishi had the audacity to sell that same basic engineering to normal people with groceries and kids. We are talking about an SUV that won the Dakar Rally 12 times. 12. That is not marketing fluff, that is domination. When you buy a Montero, you are buying rally-proven engineering disguised as a family vehicle that just happens to have cup holders. Under the hood, you get old-school greatness. Depending on the year, either a 3.0-liter V6 or the legendary 3.8-liter V6. These engines are built like Mitsubishi expected you to drive to the end of the world, forget where you parked, and then drive back. Cast iron blocks. Simple designs. No fragile turbochargers. No complicated valve timing systems waiting to ruin your weekend. Everything is engineered with stress levels so conservative the engine feels like it is bored most of the time. I have personally seen Monteros with over 400,000 miles still running their original engines. No rebuilds. No drama. The paint might be sunburned. The skid plates might look like they lost a fight with the ground. But the engine still purrs like it has unfinished business. Now let's talk about the transmission, because this is where Mitsubishi quietly laughed at the future. That old 4-speed automatic looks prehistoric compared to modern 10-speed units, but here is the punchline. Fewer gears means fewer things to break. Each gear is massively overbuilt. The torque converter is the size of a dinner plate. And the cooling system looks like it was designed for towing a small continent. Transmission shops almost never see Monteros, which is great for owners and terrible for business. These things just keep shifting, year after year, without complaint. But the real party trick is the Super Select 4-wheel drive system. This is not a fake all-wheel drive setup with a fancy name and a fragile clutch pack. This is a real, mechanical, locking 4-wheel drive system that you can engage on the fly. 2-wheel drive for normal life. 4-wheel drive for sketchy conditions. And a locked center differential mode for when things go full apocalypse. This is the kind of system where other SUVs are already calling a tow truck while the Montero is still asking if you want to keep going. Ground clearance is legit. Approach and departure angles are the real deal. And the body-on-frame construction means this thing can take abuse that would fold a modern unibody crossover like a lawn chair. And yes, body-on-frame is heavy. It is old-fashioned. Fuel economy is not winning any awards. But you know what it is winning? The award for never dying. That frame is thick steel, designed to last decades. Rust takes its sweet time. I have crawled under 20-year-old Monteros and found frames that still look factory fresh, while crossovers from the same era are dissolving like sugar in coffee. The interior is pure honesty. Hard plastics. Old school buttons. Technology that feels like it was designed when flip phones were cool. But everything works. Switches still click. Seats still hold adults comfortably. And the cargo space is massive. Real space. The kind that swallows camping gear, lumber, or furniture without asking questions. Here is the part that blows people's minds. Parts availability. Because the Montero was sold globally and used by military, government, and aid organizations, parts are everywhere. I have heard stories of Monteros being repaired in remote parts of Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia with parts sourced locally. Try doing that with a modern luxury SUV that needs a software update to roll the windows down. Depreciation is basically over. These vehicles dropped in value early, then hit a floor and stopped. Now clean, low-mileage examples are actually appreciating because people finally figured out the secret. They are indestructible. They are not being made anymore. And owners refuse to sell. If you want an SUV that was engineered to win desert races, treats daily driving like a vacation, and will still be running when archaeologists dig it up in the future, the Mitsubishi Montero is not just reliable. It is legendary. Honda CR-V. Now let's talk about the SUV equivalent of that one kid in school who got straight A's, played 3 sports, helped the teacher after class, and somehow never became annoying. The Honda CR-V. This thing does not scream for attention. It does not try to impress you. It just shows up every single day and quietly outperforms almost everything else in the real world. While other manufacturers treat 100,000 miles like a finish line and start sweating, the CR-V treats it like a polite suggestion. This is the SUV that mechanics recommend when they are tired of explaining expensive repairs to angry customers. It is not luck. It is not magic. It is Honda engineering doing what Honda engineering does best. Under the hood is where Honda's long history of racing and precision really shows up, even though nobody brags about it. That 4-cylinder engine, whether it is the older naturally aspirated versions or the newer turbo setups, is engineered to live its entire life comfortably. Conservative compression, excellent cooling, and oil passages designed like a surgeon mapped them out. These engines run cool, stay clean inside, and refuse to wear out. I have seen CR-V engines with 200,000 miles that still show factory machining marks inside. That is not normal. That is borderline insulting to other manufacturers. This is the kind of engine that forgives missed oil changes, bad gas, and owners who think maintenance means washing the outside once a year. Now let's talk about the transmission, because this is where Honda quietly embarrassed everyone. Whether you are dealing with the older automatics or the newer CVT, these units are built with a level of paranoia that is honestly beautiful. Honda took every transmission failure they ever had, studied them, and then engineered the CR-V transmission like they were preparing for the end of civilization. Fluid passages are oversized. Cooling is redundant. Internal components are spec'd for torque loads higher than the engine can realistically produce. Translation shops hate these things because they almost never see them. It is great for owners and terrible for business. The all-wheel drive system is another example of Honda's quiet genius. It is simple. It is logical. And because of that, it lasts forever. No complicated clutch packs. No fancy electronics that throw tantrums. Just a straightforward system that kicks in when needed and then goes back to minding its own business. You know what fails on this setup? Almost nothing. But here is my favorite part about the CR-V, and this is where it separates itself from almost everything else on the road. Honda designed this SUV assuming you are not a car person. Everything is easy. Everything is accessible. Everything is logical. The air filter is right there. The dipstick is bright yellow like they actually expect you to use it. The cabin filter takes about 30 seconds to replace and does not require a YouTube tutorial and emotional support. And yet, despite being designed for people who treat cars like appliances, Honda built it tough enough to survive neglect. The CR-V is endlessly forgiving. Ignore it for a while, and it just keeps going. Take care of it properly, and it might actually outlive you. It is the automotive equivalent of a golden retriever. Loyal, patient, and always happy to see you. The interior is not flashy, but it ages beautifully. Buttons do not fade. Screens do not glitch. Seats stay comfortable even after years of daily use. Nothing rattles. Nothing falls apart. You do not realize how rare that is until you ride in a 10-year-old CR-V and everything still feels solid. Resale value. Of course it is strong. Buyers know exactly what this vehicle is. A safe bet. A smart purchase. A long-term relationship in a market full of short-term disasters. Used CR versus sell fast and for good money because everyone knows they are just getting started. The Honda CR-V is not exciting. It will not win drag races. It will not turn heads. But it will quietly, relentlessly, and unapologetically keep working long after trendier SUVs have given up and gone to the scrapyard. Hyundai Santa Fe. Alright, this is the part where half the comments pause the video, crack their knuckles, and get ready to type something angry. The Hyundai Santa Fe. Yes, that Hyundai. I know. 20 years ago, if someone told me a Hyundai would end up on a list of SUVs that refuse to die, I would have laughed so hard I'd need to sit down. And that is exactly why this one matters. Because the Santa Fe is one of the greatest comeback stories in automotive history. Back in the day, Hyundai had a reputation. Cheap, disposable, and held together by optimism. Cars you bought because they were affordable, not because you expected them to last. Then Hyundai did something wild. Instead of arguing with the reputation, they went nuclear on quality. They hired engineers from Toyota and Honda. They poured billions into research and development. And then they backed it all up with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That was not marketing confidence. That was Hyundai putting its entire reputation on the line. The modern Santa Fe is the result of that obsession. Under the hood, these engines are shockingly serious. Whether you are looking at the naturally aspirated setups, the turbocharged 4-cylinder, or the available V6 depending on generation, Hyundai overbuilt everything. Multi-layer steel head gaskets. Industrial-grade timing chains. Blocks and internals designed to handle abuse from owners who think oil changes are optional. These engines are stress-tested in ways that would make other manufacturers uncomfortable. Full load, extreme heat, extreme cold, hours and hours of punishment. The result is Santa Fe's casually rolling past 200,000 miles without drama. And then there is the transmission, which might be the most underrated part of this whole vehicle. Hyundai learned from everyone else's mistakes. No fragile dual-clutch experiments. No overly complex systems that turn into financial disasters. Just solid, proven automatics designed for longevity. Smooth shifts, conservative tuning, and internal components spec'd for abuse. These transmissions do not chase excitement. They chase survival. And it shows. Now let's talk chassis and suspension, because this is where the Santa Fe really surprises people. The platform is stiff, well-engineered, and built to stay tight over time. Bushings that do not disintegrate. Ball joints that do not complain. Steering components that still feel composed after years of bad roads and worse drivers. I have seen Santa Fe's with 150,000 miles that still feel solid, no clunks, no rattles, no mystery noises that require turning the radio up. Rust protection is another area where Hyundai quietly went overboard. Galvanized steel where competitors cheap out. Proper coatings underneath. Drainage designed by people who understand water is the enemy. Santa Fe's from harsh winter climates often look shockingly clean underneath, while more expensive SUVs are already developing structural regret. The interior is where people really do a double take. This is not a bargain bin cabin. Materials hold up. Buttons still click. Seats stay comfortable. Screens keep working. The tech does not self-destruct after a few years. Hyundai built this interior assuming you would actually live with it long-term, not lease it for 3 years and move on. And let's be honest, the Santa Fe comes loaded. Features other brands charge a fortune for are standard or affordable here. Adaptive cruise, heated seats, safety tech everywhere. And here is the important part. It all keeps working. No electrical gremlins. No warning lights popping up just to ruin your week. Hyundai engineered the tech to last, not just to impress on a test drive. Value is where the Santa Fe really lands the knockout punch. You get reliability that rivals Honda and Toyota, more features, more space, and that long warranty safety net, often for thousands less. The resale value keeps climbing as people finally realize these things actually last. The secret is out, and the market is responding. And that warranty deserves one more mention. 10 years. 100,000 miles. And Hyundai actually honors it. No games. No nonsense. That peace of mind matters when you are planning to keep a vehicle for the long haul. The Hyundai Santa Fe is proof that reputations can change, that brands can learn, and that sometimes the smartest buy is the one people are still sleeping on. And there you have it. 5 SUVs that laugh in the face of planned obsolescence and refuse to die no matter how badly the modern car market wants them to. These are not vehicles built for flashy launches, influencer videos, or 3-year leases. These are machines built to be owned, used, abused, and somehow still start every single morning like nothing happened. You have got the Toyota RAV4, the definition of boring brilliance, treating massive mileage like a gentle suggestion. The Subaru Forester, gripping its way through snowstorms, dirt roads, and bad decisions without ever complaining. The Mitsubishi Montero, rally-bred and borderline immortal, built to survive places where tow trucks do not exist. The Honda CR-V, the appliance that just works forever with zero drama. And the Hyundai Santa Fe, the ultimate redemption story, proving that smart engineering and humility can change everything. Here is the real takeaway. Reliability is not luck. It is not hoping you got a good one off the assembly line. It is engineering philosophy. It is manufacturers deciding that longevity matters more than gimmicks. Every SUV on this list exists because the people who built it cared about what happens after year 10, not just year 3. If this video helped you, do not forget to like it because that tells YouTube to share it with people who are tired of endless car payments and surprise repair bills. Subscribe to Grey Beard Garage if you want honest automotive content without the nonsense. And drop a comment below telling me which of these 5 you would choose, or which indestructible SUV I missed. I read every single comment, and your feedback directly shapes what videos come next. And if you are actually shopping for one of these legends, take your time. Do your research. Get a proper pre-purchase inspection. And remember this. The best SUV is not the newest one, the fastest one, or the flashiest one. It is the one that is still running when everything else has already been towed away. Thanks for watching Grey Beard Garage. I will see you in the next one.